Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome back to part 4, all about creating your best year ever. I would love to find out how you're getting on and what resonated with you, if something came up, and equally if I can help you and help you to make some mega moves, not just stay in this kind of stuck position. Right, moving on to part 7 today. I want you to understand the obstacles and the blocks that are between you and the best year ever. And I think sometimes our mind or our vision board tricks us where we just think, well, I've written it down and I've written it down in some nice different colored pens, or I've created a lovely vision board. So therefore, because I've told myself I really want this thing, it will just happen automatically. But what we find out is subconsciously, we might be blocking ourselves. Things might be bubbling under the surface. And so I want you to do some deeper work today and really ask yourself some questions, almost like you are peeling back this onion of really understanding what's going on underneath the surface. So if you think about your best year ever, I want you to be very honest with yourself and ask yourself questions around fear. Is there anything that's worrying me about this? If this comes true, what might happen that might be a bit concerning? And again, this is not about feeding into negativity or being pessimistic. This is about getting into the heart of the stuff that's going on under the surface. So what you might find is, well, I've set this business goal and this is who I want to be. This is the amount of money that I want to create. But then you might have an underlying feeling of, what if therefore people think that I've got too much money? Or what happens if I then talk about money? What if people think I'm a show off? I know that I'm using very kind of playground terms here, but it's interesting what our subconscious holds on to. And there may have been something in your childhood or in the past that saw that. And so even on the surface, you're thinking, I'm going to do this and I'm going to build my business and I'm a grown-up person in my 40s. That little you within inside you may be holding you back. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you going to do to release the fear? And I want you to actively think about this, that almost like making a choice. Say, like when you take the bins out, I am actively taking this and removing it, and not just sitting amongst it. You know, if we all sat around all our rubbish that we had of like, it's not even there, it's not there. Of course it's there. So we can take it out, and it doesn't have to be a big emotional thing. We can just choose to move it on. So that's the first thing, really thinking about any fear, maybe any insecurity, any doubt, any worry, all of these things that might be getting in the way. Literally bring them all out. Get them all on your piece of paper and you can look at them, get to know them, and then actively do something with them. Number 8, how are you going to support the tired you? The you that doesn't really feel like it on that day. The you that is impatient or just a bit bored of working hard. The tired you, the frustrated you, the one that doesn't get it immediately, the one that feels like she's working really hard at the moment. All of those things. How are you going to support that version of you? Because again, our brains, I think, can trick us and just tell us like, well, we've made this plan now. We've made a decision for it to be the best year ever. So therefore it's going to be plain sailing going forward. And I know that generally we all hit, because we're part of the human race, we all hit some bumps in the road. We are figuring out as we go. So therefore it might take a bit of time or patience, or working through it slowly, or trying a different technique. So I want you to think about how you can support that version of you. And when I say this, you might have a very familiar pattern here. You might be like, oh yeah, that version who gets really frustrated, that kind of inner toddler of like, it's not fair, give up, close the laptop, I'm not doing it. Maybe you're very familiar with that version of yourself. So spend some time today really working out what might be holding you back and then how you can support that version of yourself. And remember, none of these feelings are wrong. None of these feelings are not normal. I think many of us go through this process as we go through growth and expansion and becoming the versions of ourselves that we really want to be. And when we do that, we have to release some of the other stuff as well. If you want help, if you want support, go to my Work With Me page. Equally, you can go to my shop as well and get started. And I'll see you tomorrow for the final part, part 5. And if you're not subscribed, following along, please come along. And I've got loads of fresh, lovely content for you coming really soon. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye.